You're listening to Braless Watch, where a mother and daughter team offer their own opinions on watching TV through a feminist lens.
I'm Beth, the mom.
And I'm Lily, the daughter.
Welcome to Braless Watch, where TV watching gets a whole new perspective. Clothing is optional. Hello.
Hi.
Are you excited for today?
I'm actually very excited to talk about this one.
Yeah, I was thinking back on the last time I was this excited, and I think it was Supercell.
Okay.
The last one that we did. Yeah, I was this excited about. I don't get drawn into these TV shows as much as you do.
This show is addictive. And if you're not careful, you'll get to episode 8 and then it's 2 a.m.
Exactly.
It's so captivating. You just won't realize how much time is going on.
Yeah, and you might be like me, where you just roll into the next episode and roll into the next episode, and you don't even realize you're in the next episode.
It is that good. So today we're talking about Orphan Black, specifically season 1.
Right.
You and I have both seen this.
We have.
I've seen it more recently than you have, because I've done a rewatch. Actually 2 rewatches recently, because it was that captivating.
It's a really, really well-written show for sure. And I just want to mention this is a couch potato, so grab your comfort items. We're gonna be here a while. We're gonna
I have
discuss
trivia.
It all.
I have lots of trivia.
Yes. So yeah, snuggle in, get comfortable, go pee if you need to. Let's get started.
You can do it while you're listening to us. We don't know.
True. Very, very true. I don't want to know if you're doing that.
Yeah, please don't tell us that. Anyway, so this show came out in 2013. It's BBC America, I believe.
That was AMC.
No.
In the credits, when it runs the credits, it has AMC as part of the...
Because AMC currently owns the rights to it.
Oh.
So it's on AMC.
Gotcha.
And Netflix has bought it from them, or renting it from them, leasing it from them, whatever the fuck words you want to use for that.
Okay.
But it's BBC America who's the one who...
Interesting.
At least the network here in the United States. The network in Canada was Space. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Never
heard of that. All right.
Nope. So anyway, so BBC America, there were 5 seasons. We're only covering the first season, but there were 5 seasons. It ended in 2017. But it's still a really good show. It still holds up. I mean, it's been out for 13 years and it still holds up.
Oh, yeah. I was 3 minutes in and I was like, oh, I'm not going anywhere for a while.
If you're not captivated in those first 3 minutes. Whew.
Right.
So this show was created by screenwriter Graham Manson and director John Fawcett.
Okay.
So super exciting stuff. They spent a lot of time writing this. They created it and worked on it together the whole time, as far as I
find it interesting that there are men involved and the women characters are written so well.
It is surprising.
Yeah. Maybe they had women in their lives that they bounced ideas off of.
Possibly. The whole show is really, it comes down to choice and autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
And how your choices
all
affect
about
your life.
Identity
and what is it to be human.
Yeah.
These are the questions that it asks. I don't know if I can't say it answers them.
Oh, no. No.
But it provides answers for the characters.
Does it? They get some answers. I don't think they get the answers that they were really looking for.
In this season, they definitely don't get all the answers, because it's
there wouldn't be a second season.
Exactly.
Right?
There's so much that happens just in this first season alone, though. So
it is a fast-paced thing that you have to watch. You can't just put your head down and listen to it. You've got to actually watch it, unless you've seen it over and over and over again and you know what the scenes are. So, yeah, there's a lot of detail that happens so very quickly.
Something else that comes up, or doesn't come up, I guess, is that it's locationally ambiguous on where it is.
It is.
Even though it's all filmed in Canada.
I did learn that. I had to look it up because I was like, where are they? Because at first I thought they were in London, England, or near London, England, or something like that. And I was, no, that's not where they are.
No, they're pretty locationally ambiguous about either they're in North America. That's about as much as they say.
I don't remember where I read it, but I read it somewhere on the internet about it, them being located in Toronto. That's,
So that's because that's where they did a lot of filming.
Yeah.
So all of the university stuff that happens with Cosima, where she's supposed to be at the University of Minnesota, that was filmed at the University of Toronto.
Okay.
So.
And then Felix's apartment, where it's like in the slums.
Yeah, I didn't look that up.
And Siobhan's house and stuff like that.
But that all is in Canada, yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was somewhere north because there's a lot of snow.
And cold, a lot of coats.
Coats and hats and things like that.
Coats and boots. And that's not something you do in the South.
No. Yeah, exactly.
When it gets cold, we stay in.
Cold meaning 50 degrees outside.
No. But close.
That was a jab on the Southern people.
It's a jab on us Southern people.
Right?
Anyway, so before we get too far into discussing more about this, let's go over the cast, because they're what make this show.
They are. Sarah, parentheses, and the clones.
I was wondering how you're gonna do that.
Are played by Tatiana Maslany. Not sure how to say her last name. Felix is played by Jordan Javaris. Or Gavaris. Anyway. Art is played by Kevin Hanchard. Paul is played by Dylan Bruce. Vic is played by Michael Mondo.
Yeah.
And Mrs. S, or Siobhan is her actual name, but everyone calls her Mrs. S, is played by Maria Doyle Kennedy.
Yes. The cast is what makes this show, especially Tatiana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So one of the things I was marveling at and just being completely amazed by is the ability for Tatiana, the actress, to play all of these roles. And I thought of different times where I've also marveled at other actors and actresses doing the same similar thing. And I actually had written down, there's a movie called What Happened to Monday.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, the actress, it was very, very good. The Good Place with all the Janets is a TV show. Right?
Yeah. It's an episode called Janets.
Well, I mean, just throughout the whole thing, she's having to play different Janets.
She is, but you can really get that in the episode called Janets.
Yes, exactly.
She plays all of the other characters except Michael.
Yes. Back in the 70s, there was a movie called Sybil that came out. And then that had to do with DID, so dissociative disorder, and Split was another one that came out about DID. So having to play these characters really expands an actor's ability to do facial expressions and body movements and mannerisms and just in the way that they carry themselves and the way that Tatiana shifts her ability to do that.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's so impressive. Yeah. And just, that is just incredible to me.
It's acting gold.
It is acting gold.
So I have some trivia on how she did that. So part of what she did was she had different playlists for different characters. So that would get her in the right mood for each character. But there was also a continuity team who was watching for if it was scripted for, let's say, an eye roll, and she's playing Allison, that she would do an Allison eye roll, not a Sarah eye roll.
Because they would be different.
So there were people watching these things. Like, there's a whole team who was watching for this.
Yeah. I want to say that when we get to Rachel, when Rachel turns around, of course, I already knew who this was, but
when
Rachel turns around, the facial expressions are very similar to Allison, but there's a reason for that. There's a tightness to both of them in upholding the ability rigidity, yes. And so even though they're two different characters and you can tell them apart, there's some similarities in each character too, despite their face being the same. But yeah, even the inflection of being able to do different voices and all of that. And it's interesting that you mentioned the music, because one of the things that the creators of this did really well was not only costuming, which
costuming and
Tatiana
hair was
hair, yeah.
perfect.
Yes, very much so, and even the characters, like, Paul was like, "Why are you dressing like a punk rocker?"
Punk rock hoe, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Why are you dressed like a
What
punk rock hoe?
what is going on there? Not only did they could do the costuming and hair is different, Allison has bangs, whereas Sarah does not, um,
Mhm. Cosima has
and
dreads.
yeah, there's different.
Helena is blonde and curly.
Yeah, yeah, but also the music.
Yes. Helena has
You
very specific music.
She does have very specific music, and as you learn her arc, her character arc, you understand why her music is so frantic like that.
Mhm.
Um, but they do delve a little bit into that in the first season
Of course they do.
of her history and why she is like the way she is.
We'll
So,
get into all of that in a little bit. Why don't we do
yeah.
the trigger warnings before we forget to do them?
Okay. Yes, let's do trigger warnings. So, very first thing off the top, I want to make sure that everyone knows that there is 2 instances where a character gets hit by a vehicle,
Yes.
and it's front and center. Like they're not holding it back.
No.
So, be prepared for the shock, be prepared to cry or have some kind of reaction because that's what happened to me. One happens at the very, very beginning, and then one
Yes.
happens near the end of season.
It happens. The second one happens at the end of episode 8.
Right.
So, warning you. It also involves a child.
The second one involves a child. Yes.
So,
yeah,
that's as much as I will say to not give too much away. But
right. So it's very shocking and hard to take. The child survives. I'm just going to ruin that for you right now. The child survives. She's fine, actually. And there's a whole point to the reason why she survives. And I'm not going to get into that because that'll ruin it for you.
Well, and they don't talk about that too much in this season, so we're not going to.
Right. With all of that, I can go on with the rest of the trigger warnings. Suicide, death, which is going to be completely different from the suicide piece because there's other things that happen. Drugs and alcohol consumption. There's deceit, sexual inference and depiction, assault, depiction of a dead body, blood, vomit. There's talk of foster kid life, which I thought was pretty. I thought I needed to add that one for some people that may have had that experience. Gunshots, unconsented touch, guns, obviously with gunshots, knives, impalement. That one got me. Nudity, body mutilation, and smoking.
Yep.
So, yeah. And they repeat themselves, which is why the list is so short. They just
that list is not as long as I thought it would be.
No, it's not. But there's a lot of decisions that have to be made on the fly, and so that's where a lot of this comes from is mainly just surviving.
Right. So
with that done, where do you want to go next?
That's done. Let's start off with talking about the episode titles before we get too far into this. Because I have a little trivia about the episode titles. So the episode titles might seem a little odd because they don't come from anything in the episode. They're not something that's said. It's more a general word about it. And that's because the names come from chapters in Charles Darwin's book On the Origin of Species from 1859.
I did not catch that.
Yes. And that's actually the book that Cosima is reading when she meets Sarah at the bar in episode 3.
That makes sense. Yes.
So, On the Origin of Species by Charles Darwin.
And that makes sense with her Evo Devo.
Yeah. We'll get into Cosima in a little bit. Yeah. I have one more piece of trivia and I don't know where it fits, so I'm just going to talk about it now.
Okay.
To allow Tatiana to be able to work with another clone. So let's say she's playing Sarah and talking to Allison. She has a body double or an acting double. And the acting double is Catherine Alexandra. And she actually goes on to play a future character later.
Oh, really? So, that's nice.
So just wanted to mention her. Because she does a really good job of doing that acting double.
Yeah. Yeah, they did really, really well with that. There was a scene where Felix was talking to one and another, 2 clones, and I think it was kind of the first time that he had been able to do it that way. I'm not sure. It's where the camera angle was and everything. But anyway, they did a really good job because it didn't seem like Jordan was having an issue with, where is she going to be standing or anything like that. So they did really well with faking it, faking the clone situation. I can't tell if there's CGI. I'm sure there is CGI with some of the stuff, but
I think it's just split screens.
I mean,
and
it just did so well.
Good work. Yeah, good editing work, because there's also one scene where Sarah she's dressed as Allison, but Sarah is trying to take alcohol away from Allison on the couch, and she reaches over across her and can't grab it because Allison keeps leaning away.
Yeah.
I leaned away from the mic. That was great. So she's leaning away. It's because I'm talking to you.
Right.
But she doesn't end up grabbing it, but you can see the shadow of Sarah's hand on Allison's shoulder.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. So they did a really good job.
Yeah.
With the editing and all of that. It looks really good. Still holds up.
Lighting is good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want to say, too, that even with all the camera angles and the script is good, the costuming, all of it's good. Acting is superb. That there's still parts of it, like there was a time when Helena hugs Sarah, and Helena's hair is just all over. It's wild and crazy, right?
As it is.
And so her head is one way, and then Sarah's hair is in this overhead light, and you can tell that her hair had been flat ironed, but there was some hair that didn't catch or didn't do it, and so in the light you could see the ripples because her hair's curly, actually,
which makes which really sells it that Sarah is trying to pretend to be Beth.
Right? Yes.
She's trying so hard to pretend to be Beth.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, well, either the hairdresser was okay with that,
or
they weren't
a deliberate
on set,
point.
Or it's a deliberate point. Yes, they left it in.
I think it's a deliberate point.
There was another part where Cosima was hugging Delphine, and Delphine, the actress who plays her, didn't lean far enough to hug in, and she hit the tip of her glasses, and you can tell that Tatiana's not used to wearing glasses, because usually you can do a clearance for that, and they left it in because I watched it. I was like, "Ow, that hurt the nose." So.
They just left it in.
But they just left it in, and the actors went on, and I was
because
like,
it does happen. It does, even when you wear glasses
all
the time.
And the scene was
still
good.
Happens.
It didn't matter that it was left in, and I actually like stuff like that to be left in, because it does bring you back to, these are people acting as it were on screen for you, and they're portraying something for you.
It makes the characters more real because they're not flawless. They have flaws, and even if they are just small, minute things like that.
Well, and most people wouldn't even notice that stuff
if they're not watching a show. But
I look for that stuff because I'm an artist at heart, and that's the kind of crap I look at and watch.
Anyway, let's go over the characters. Let's start with Sarah, because she's our main clone, as it were. Yeah. You don't find out that they're clones until episode 2,
right?
But she is the main character you follow.
She is Orphan Black.
She is Orphan Black.
Yeah.
Because she was the orphan in the Black, Carlton's pipeline.
Yes. It took me a slight minute to get that, because I was like, why is this called Orphan Black?
So,
and then I got through Siobhan's little talk about Carlton, and I was like, 2 and 2 make 4, Beth.
Right, because she's an orphan in the Black that needs to be hidden. She's an orphan that needs to be hidden.
Yeah, and even Neolution didn't know she was out there.
Neolution did not know she existed.
Yeah.
They thought it was only Helena.
Right.
And it wasn't.
Right.
Because Amelia had twins.
Yes.
Anyway, so we mostly follow Sarah. And we follow Sarah, which is very helpful for us because we're getting thrown into it just like she is.
Yes.
And figuring out things just as much as she is.
It's much like a winding staircase with landings that you're going down.
Right?
You just keep spiraling and spiraling, then you land a bit. There's some little bit of levity. There's a little bit of, there's a breather.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're spinning again. And you're down, and you're going down further into the rabbit hole.
The thing is that happens mid-season in this series. I don't know if you caught that. There's a reprieve where everything seems to be generally okay for the moment.
For the moment,
at the
yes.
end of episode 7. And then you get into episode 8 and then you're down the spiral again.
Yes. They don't leave you there very long.
No.
Yeah. And I saw where this was described as a thriller or something. And I was like, there are parts of it, I guess, if you're susceptible to that, where it can be a little spooky or, mysterious or whatever. But it's more of a
psychological thriller than anything.
It's a psychological sci-fi to me.
It does fall in that category too.
It's probably closer to truth than sci-fi, but anyway, I don't know. I don't work in those circles. So anyway, I just don't think of it as a thriller. It's just not that kind of thing for me. It doesn't come across as what I would describe as a thriller. I also grew up with 80s thrillers, so the two they don't mix together. That's not the same thing.
I would consider it a thriller, but not to me. But that's just because as I have stated on many episodes, I'm a little jaded when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah. It's thrilling.
Right. And there's a huge mystery component to it. It's a mysterious thriller.
There is mystery in every episode. There is mystery pretty much every 15 minutes of it. Like, you just don't know where you're at and what you're doing. And it's very disorienting, which matches what the character's going through.
Right. Especially, specifically Sarah, because the whole reason this all happened is because she ran into Beth, who then committed suicide in front of her.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, being the person that she is, the con artist that she is, decided she was going to steal from Beth.
Right.
And then she got roped in and trapped into this whole storyline.
Yeah, because all she wanted was to be Beth long enough to get money to then take, that she had
her plan was to get enough money through Beth, and then take her daughter and Felix and leave. That was the goal. Right. To take Kira and leave.
Right.
And by the end, she finally gets all of that in episode 3, the end of episode 3. But by that point, she's fully wrapped into it. And she's also had a few moments with Siobhan.
Yes.
Which help her realize she has this line, Sarah does, "What kind of mother am I if I snatch my own daughter?"
Yeah.
So she starts to self-reflect.
Yeah.
Which is something Sarah never does.
No, because she's been literally spinning on a dime, trying to make a dime, trying to come back to her kiddo. She's been, for a whole year, from what we hear, she's been trying to be a whole person, and it's really hard to be a whole person when you can't hold a job and your identity's weird because you're a foster kid.
That she was trying to come back to Kira. At least not for those 10 months. That's not what she was trying to do. She is now trying to come back to Kira.
That's not how I conceptualize the story, but okay. I'll take it.
I'm sorry. I know the story. I know what she was doing for those 10 months and why she left.
All I know is that she was hanging out with Vic, and Vic makes me laugh. Just gonna say.
What's really funny. Okay, so Vic. Let's go to Vic, because Vic is only part of the story because of Sarah.
Right.
Vic is hilarious. However, he's also terrible.
Yes. Vic is only out for Vic.
Only reason he stopped messing with Sarah and trying to get with Sarah and all of that was because of Paul.
What do you mean?
Paul stepped in because, so this is my favorite episode, is episode 6. And this is with the potluck, and Allison kidnapped Donnie, and it's all at Allison's house.
Yes.
And so
I see what you're saying.
Comes,
yes.
Paul comes because he follows Sarah because she's a twin. That's what she's told him so far.
Right.
Anyway, but Vic shows up just out of fucking nowhere. And
because is this after he saw Allison at the store?
Yes.
Yes, this is
the final bit.
Yeah.
This is when Sarah goes, "I'm done with you. Please leave me. We are done here." And it's because of Paul that he actually does it, because Paul put a nail gun through his hand.
Right. His other hand that wasn't
His
injured.
other hand that doesn't have the chopped off finger.
I mean, I swear Felix said, Vic, what happened to you? Like 3 times right? Because Vic gets the ever-loving shit kicked out of him.
At every turn.
Yeah. I wrote in my notes by every character, which is probably not true, but it does seem like it. Every time you look at Vic, he's even more beat up than the time you met him before.
Right.
And he's got bandages on and he's being more cantankerous and more upset. He's emotionally unstable and he just can't seem to get himself righted.
One of my favorite lines from Felix about Vic is, why Vic? Why are you such a dick? Just highlights who Vic is perfectly.
Right.
Why are you the way you are? How are you the way you are? Vic is hilarious, but he's also obsessed with Sarah.
Yes. Yes.
That he's misconstrued as love.
Whatever that looks like for him, yes.
And what Sarah literally says, we were parasites.
Yes. Yes.
We were not.
But she now realizes it when she said that, when she now realizes more of her own role in her own life, right?
Right.
She's a mom. She's now a sister.
She starts having self-reflection.
Yes, yeah. She's starting to self-actualize.
Which she had never done before.
No, because
this whole clone shit made her start thinking about herself.
Right, it did.
Because she's now having to think about who she is in comparison to Beth, in comparison to Allison, to Cosima, to Helena.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember her talking to Felix and she's like, all I want to do is take the $75,000 and get you and Kira out of here. That's all I want to do.
Yep.
And yet one more piece comes out. Yeah, she has to pivot and go this way.
Then she finds out that the money is Allison's. And then so it causes guilt. So then she's like, oh God, okay, fine.
Man, I think that it could have gone the other way, that Sarah could have robbed Allison. Had Allison not said the words, you could rob me blind and I wouldn't know.
Right.
If Allison hadn't said that, Sarah probably would have been okay with it.
Right.
But I think that line...
It made her think about it.
God damn it. I have to do the right thing here.
Well, it made her think about it and think about Allison as a wife and a mother and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to Allison in a little bit. But so... we follow Sarah throughout this whole chaos.
Yes.
She is our main conduit of information.
And I want to say too, to our LGBT people, our fellows in the community, this is an LGBT
friendly
open door
show.
thing.
Yeah.
Very friendly. There's all kinds of ways that people pair up and have relationships and all of that stuff. So yeah. I think even at one point a throuple comes up. I'm trying to remember if that even came up in this particular show.
Series?
Yeah. No, maybe I was watching a different TV show.
That's a different show. I don't think a throuple comes into play.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it's very open. This show is very open, and I do remember.
Well, Felix is gay.
Yes.
We'll talk about Felix next, actually, and then Cosima is gay.
Yeah. So, and then there's other characters that come later seasons that,
of course,
also LGBT.
Of all different flavors.
Yes.
So many colors in the rainbow. Let's talk about Felix. Poor Felix. He gets thrown into this just because his sister is involved.
Now, they're foster siblings. They're not actual siblings.
They are.
But they grew up together, so they love each other just like siblings would love each other.
They love each other.
And they pick on each other the same. And one of my favorite scenes is where she's got her foot in his face.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, just because you have, exactly, a foot. What do you think it smells like?
But it's worse because it's yours.
I just think it's great.
There's also another little, they have a bunch of little vignettes of them being siblings. And one of my favorites is Sarah asking him, the pink phone, the clone phone starts ringing. And she goes, should I pick up? And Felix goes, no. And Sarah goes, I can't help myself. And Felix is like, why did you even ask?
Right.
Just do it then.
It's great. Felix adds, he's like salt. He's like salt to the whole show.
Yes.
It brings out, his character brings out the excellent flavors of everybody else.
Yes.
because he is authentically true to himself the whole time.
He also plays mediator for most of them.
He does. But he's very grounded in himself, and that
is.
he's very oriented to himself, and he's already done the self-actualization work
that Sarah is doing now.
That Sarah's doing now, and all the clones are doing right now.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Right. So I like Felix for that reason. Also, he's just super funny, and he doesn't apologize for himself.
Great lines.
He does.
A lot of great lines.
Oh, one of the lines that Allison was there. She had cleaned his apartment.
So Allison and Felix have a great relationship.
They do. One of the quotes I had was, "Go find me something gay to wear," or something.
Fetch me something gay.
Fetch me something gay to wear. Yes, I thought that was great.
Yep. Yeah, Allison and Felix have a great relationship. Actually, he ends up having a great relationship with all of them. He just gains sisters, and he didn't plan on that.
No.
He
has a good relationship with all of them. That's the thing.
Over time,
he doesn't shrink himself to have relationships with them, and they don't shrink themselves to have relationship with him. There's an ease there, right? Where they just accept each other for what they are and how they identify. And Allison's visit to his apartment, because she couldn't go home. Well, she felt like she couldn't go home. So she's cleaning his apartment and everything, and she's like, "I put your
paraphernalia,
your drug paraphernalia," or I don't even think she said the word drug. She's like,
she may have. It was
in that drawer.
Drug paraphernalia in that drawer, and then other paraphernalia that was under your bed over there.
Right, exactly. She didn't apologize for it either. She didn't make any statements about it. No judgments. She's just like, "I put it away." And then Felix is like, "Well, did you clean it first?"
Right? Did you clean that too? How much cleaning are you doing?
Right? It does seem like she cleaned within the inch of its life, that apartment.
Apartment, yeah. I mean, it did kind of need it, but that's kind of who Felix is. He's kind of a mess. He's an artist.
Yes, he is kind of a mess. And the thing is I'm not sure that he's not completely tidy. I think he's tidy. It's that lately, before Allison got there was a revolving door of people coming in and out.
Yeah, because he had Sarah's wake.
He had Sarah's wake. Vic has been there a couple of times. The morgue guy has been there. I think I'm not sure. I don't think the cops came yet. But a couple of the clones had been there already.
The cops come by at one point though later.
Yeah, there's this rolling door of people.
Sarah keeps just dropping by.
So yeah, his apartment becomes base.
It does. It becomes a good base for them.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Felix. He's great though. He's great add-on to this story. And very needed for some levity. Because this story could be really, really dark if they really wanted. But I'm so glad they leaned into the levity.
Grounding. I think it has to do with identity. I mean, from my perspective anyway, it has to. I love stuff with identity. Everybody knows that now. So I think Felix being so grounded and oriented to himself and self-actualized.
Wow. That didn't want to come out at all.
Not like that. It didn't. My tongue had other ideas. No tongue. Not now. Anyway, so he's like a post in a storm. And all the characters that are close to him grab on long enough to say, I need your help for this or that or the other thing. And I love that Sarah calls him Fee. I think that's awesome. And Allison's like, "You have to help me." Right? She doesn't even ask him anymore. She's just like, "You have to.
Please help me."
It's so funny when they go in the bathroom and they're at the potluck and she takes a pill and he's like, "Hello.
Sharesies?" He's not mad that she took it. He's mad she didn't give it to him.
Right? And then he gives her some great advice on how to get through the next
I have that quote if you want it.
Yeah.
Okay. So put your chin up. Be a woman. This is backstabbing 101. Allison says, "I cannot go back out there." Felix's response, "Of course you can. You're going to face the music, eat some humble pie, hug it out, play possum. Ainsley's going to think she's won, and you're going to live to fight another day."
Yeah. And then it didn't quite turn out like they had described it, but it gave her enough of a backbone to go out there
and do her whole rant, which I also have.
Oh, yeah.
Oof. Yeah. So she starts by talking to Ainsley. This is Allison. And I thank you for scrutinizing every detail of my life since the day I moved into this fishbowl. You have pried, snooped, and gossiped about me like I was your own personal laboratory subject. How would you like it if I turned your life inside out? If I told all of these people that Chad, your husband, slept with the spin class instructor long before me? Well, maybe he acts that way because you blew the roofer at the cabin. Mic drop.
Exactly. The whole time there's a minister sitting there.
He's a reverend.
I think Chad is there.
Chad is not there.
Chad's not there. Okay.
So Ainsley. Okay, let's start talking about Allison. So Allison is very uptight, and she loses that uptightness because her world starts to spin because of this whole clone stuff. And
she thought she had it tightened up with Cosima,
right?
And
Beth.
Beth, yes. Which they're both also self-actualized in their own way, right?
Right.
They came to terms with being a clone, and the three of them were going to be a team together to try to
right. It was a scientist, a cop, and her.
And Allison was okay with that. And then Sarah interjects and disrupts the whole system that
threw a wrench in the whole thing because Sarah knows nothing about clones, and also lives nearby. So she keeps coming around. Yes. Anyway, so Allison's very uptight, but she also is trying to figure out who her monitor is. And as we find out over the course of the series, it's Donnie.
Yes. But she thought it was Ainsley.
So she thought it was Donnie, then she thought it was Ainsley, and then now we know it's Donnie again. Yeah. Anyway, so Ainsley is the most nosy person I have ever seen on a TV show. She tries to read her mail when Allison's not around. She's consistently criticizing Allison. It's nuts. So I'm not surprised Allison's response to Ainsley trying to step in where she shouldn't be stepping in anymore is to sleep with Chad. Which Ainsley says that Allison took advantage of Chad. That's just not what happened.
No.
Allison asked, Chad said yes.
Right?
That's what happened.
Yep.
So Allison starts to go on this different journey than she thought, because she had her identity wrapped up in being a mother and being part of this community and all of this stuff. And then the whole Ainsley business popped that bubble.
It did.
And so now she's on this self-improvement journey.
Yeah, what popped it was the idea of having a monitor.
Right.
Which took away autonomy.
It did.
It took away any chance that your life was what you thought it was.
Right.
Did you have any decision making at all? Did you have any autonomy at all?
This is why she kidnaps Donnie, ties him to a chair, all that stuff.
Yeah. She kind of goes off the rails a bit.
She does, and then she sleeps with Chad. And
there is a devolving of Allison.
Yes. Yeah, she because she loses that identity, and then she has no other identity there. She forgot who she was without being a mother and being a part of this community.
Right.
Being a wife to Donnie, all of these things. Without those things, who is she? And that's where she's at. So then she sleeps with Chad. And there's this great moment where she's in the car by herself driving back from ice skating, where she's singing the song Bitch.
Yes.
Bitch by Meredith Brooks. So the song Bitch by Meredith Brooks was written by Meredith Brooks, and it came out in 1997. When the song was coming out, Meredith Brooks described the song as being about self-acceptance and referring to the word bitch as a term of endearment rather than and trying to reclaim it rather than trying to, make it be an insult.
I mean, we live in a society, especially here in America, where women you're either defunct and you have no purpose or usefulness, or you're a bitch. Like there's no, unless you conform and quote unquote follow whoever rules are there.
Right, whatever rules have been.
You're one or the other. You are useless or you're too much.
You're too much. Yeah, and you're a bitch.
And America Ferrera in her monologue
in the Barbie movie.
Yeah. Very much articulated the ridiculousness
of being a
women,
woman.
Yeah, just trying to hold some kind of standard. And this is the bubble that Allison has now popped.
Right.
She doesn't have any of that, even though it looked like it.
So
and even
she sings this song. She sings this song, and then she beats up Ainsley. Well, Ainsley and her fight. Yes. And then Allison can't go home.
Yes.
This is when she
blew up her life.
This is when she ends up at Siobhan's, and Siobhan is let in on the story, but we'll talk about Siobhan in a little bit. So that's Allison. She's a wild bunch.
Did you have a favorite clone?
No, I don't have a favorite clone. I think if I had to choose, it might be Helena, but not because of the season.
Ah. Yeah.
Because Helena changes. She grows.
Oh, she does.
She changes a lot. In this season, she's different.
There's micro movements for Helena in this season. But then at the end of the season, she's back to so that you're watching someone self-actualize in a way that it's scary to move away from what I know. I'm going to go back to that.
Right.
Then I'm going to move out away from it, and then I'm going to come back to it.
Right.
And that's her journey of that. And others take it a little bit more in stride, like Allison talk more about stuff like that.
Helena.
So
actually, we could move on to Helena if you wanted.
Sure.
So jumping away from some of the core team clones, we have Helena, who has been killing clones. She's been sent on a crusade.
She's been radicalized
per her religion, which is extremists. They're Proletheans.
Oh, you actually have the
so Leaky mentions that they're Proletheans. It's not a real thing, but he does mention that they're Proletheans, and
and Helena has a very thick Ukrainian based accent.
Yeah, because she was there till she was about 12, 13.
And there's a little bit of her story that comes out in this season, but it gets more explored as seasons move on.
Right. So she was told to go kill all the copies because she's the original.
Exactly. She has a belief about her own identity that she's been told.
That's what she was raised
special.
on,
that she is the original. She is the one.
And when she learns about Sarah, and as she learns more about Sarah, she realizes, number one, she doesn't want to kill Sarah. And she starts to learn more about herself and the world as Sarah learns more about herself as well.
Yeah.
Because this is where it leads to Amelia. Yes. Amelia had twins and she ran away. So she was being paid by Neolution to carry this baby that turned into babies.
Amelia didn't know it was Neolution until the very end of gestation, or when she thought overheard or whatever.
I don't think it had to have been early on because of they didn't know that it was twins. The doctors didn't know it was twins. So she thought she was doing surrogacy for a couple.
Right.
Come to find out it was for Neolution and 4 doctors. And so then she ran and gave birth privately and split the twins up. Right. Sarah to the state, and then Helena to the church.
Yeah. Yep. And Helena's the one that when she gets close to Sarah and they see each other and they look at each other's eyes, Helena's like, "Do you feel the connection we have?" And of course, the moment is crazy, and Sarah's not in it in that headspace.
Sarah has a hard time feeling those things, though she does. She does end up feeling those things, and you can hear her because she says it about Kira too. early on, she's like, I know Kira can feel me. I can feel her.
Yeah.
She knows I'm close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I find that interesting, especially from a sci-fi perspective.
Right. But Helena goes through this also loss of what her childhood would have been if she had been with Sarah.
Yeah.
Which she takes her anger out on Amelia.
Yeah.
And
she
so
does.
she ends up killing Amelia. She even has this line, you gave me to them. Let them make me this way.
Mm-hmm. And here Amelia thought she was doing something right.
Right.
By giving up the children and
keeping them away from the doctors who were going to take them.
Well, and even Amelia, to her credit, she came around to tell the truth. She found out somehow, and when she said she found out, she left Cape Town.
Yeah. So
immediately to come
Siobhan
in.
had started poking her old contacts.
Exactly.
And somehow word got back to Amelia. Yeah. And so Amelia immediately jumped on a plane.
Yeah.
To come talk to Sarah.
Yeah. And come clean about it all. Mm-hmm. And it got her killed.
It did.
Yeah.
So this story does end with Helena being shot. And you don't find out until next season that Helena's alive. And I'm not going to explain why.
No.
I'll let the show do that.
It's a very interesting arc.
I know why.
Helena, in a weird way, just speaking on that, because she comes from religious indoctrination, she comes from basically cult-like extremism, and in a way, she is killed over and over in many different aspects, both physically and metaphorically in her, identity and stuff. And yet she resurrects over and over and over. It's interesting. Yeah.
Helena is a very interesting character. I think that's probably why she's one of my favorites. I don't know. I like all of them. It just depends on the episode, depends on the day. One of my favorite things about Helena, and you do get a little glimpse of that in this season, is Helena with food.
Yes. She's very feral about that.
She's very feral about food. She likes sweets. She puts sugar on her Jell-O.
Yeah.
But she also questions that decision later after she takes a bite.
Yeah. She has this weird texture face. She's like, I don't know if I did the right thing there.
Right?
Yeah.
Not sure I did the right thing, but I'm going to eat this anyway.
She eats like a toddler. She holds her spoon with the whole hand, right? And in a grippy way and digs in. And, interestingly enough, when she's at the restaurant, she chooses Jell-O when she could choose anything on the menu, really. But you see her eating Jell-O, which is probably one of the most inexpensive things to eat. But it's likely that she's only had that kind of food.
Possibly. It could also be her favorite thing.
It could be her favorite thing. Yeah, we don't know. It's very interesting. Yeah. And the way that you can hear her teeth hit the silverware and stuff like that. It's just very feral, very animalistic.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's got all of this stuff, but then she's also a very skilled killer. So she's got this duality to her. I think that's part of the reason why I like her.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. That I don't know if skilled is the right word. She is very emotionally driven.
Skilled. She doesn't leave prints. She has killed a lot of people.
Yeah, true.
A lot of different clones, and not even just clones.
She's very thoughtful. This is a weird way to put this. She's very thoughtful in how she kills. And what's interesting is that she's a serial killer and Beth is a cop. And yet they're one and the same genetically.
I know. This is where nature over nurture. This is the whole question. One of the questions that they have, because you also have someone like Cosima who wears glasses and is gay and a bunch of different things that are different about her in comparison to take Sarah or Allison, and who knows?
You can tell that Cosima had some kind of privileged life.
Yes.
She's young. She's in a PhD program. She's got, she wears her head and hair in like cornrow dread type thing, braids.
They're not braids, they're dreadlocks.
Okay. She's had the freedom to express herself how she feels like she can express herself.
She has.
And she gets trapped in her own.
She gets trapped in her own making.
Yeah, she doesn't take her own advice.
she gets trapped in the trap of her own making. She did it to herself.
She did.
Sarah warned her not to do it.
Yep.
She did it anyway.
And I love the acting because she takes her hand and she sort of pulls one finger out and she points it to her forehead and she goes, I am so stupid. And I'm like, this is a PhD candidate that is so, driven by her intellect and her ability to catch things like this. And she let her emotions take her.
So Cosima is generally a little naive.
A little bit.
Especially when it comes to other people.
She's not street smart. Right. Sarah's street smart.
Right, which is why Sarah was like, do not get involved. She could be like Paul, where Paul is like this, ex-military guy. Yep. You don't know. Delphine could totally be that. I have a little fun fact about. And then we find out
that Delphine is.
Yeah, Delphine is an actual scientist. She just worked for Leaky a while ago. So she was a monitor. But I have a little fun fact about Delphine's character. So Delphine's character was originally written specifically for the actress Evelyn, because the actress was originally up to play the lead of Tatiana's characters.
Really?
She was originally up for that, but the creators liked her so much they created Delphine's character to be bigger than just a random monitor.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to imagine her being clones.
Right. Playing all the clones. It'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway. So.
I don't know. We'll never know now because we didn't get a chance to watch this actress.
No, but Delphine she plays Delphine so well.
She does.
She plays Delphine so well, of this duality of this wanting to protect her subject and her job, but also caring for Cosima and what Cosima is going through.
How much of that is her being hidden or being capitulating to Dr. Leakey, right? Because we see them.
And how much, because they were, they're an
item. Yeah.
Romantic-ish involved.
I would say sexually involved because Delphine's face is, and this is after, we didn't know this before, right? And this is after she meets Cosima. Cosima did something to Delphine emotionally.
Right.
And Delphine says this later. She's like, I've never even considered my own sexuality.
I have that quote.
Yeah.
I have that quote. Delphine says, I've never thought about my bisexuality. I mean, for myself, But as a scientist, I know that sexuality is a spectrum. But, social biases, they codify attraction. It's contrary to the biological facts. So
and then Cosima's like, that's like the most romantic thing someone said to me. And I thought that was so cute.
Right. But unfortunately, Cosima lets her in and then ends up finding out about Sarah and all of that. Whew.
Yep. It's messy.
Yeah.
This show is very messy.
But we do get a great line from Sarah about Delphine and Cosima of shit fee. Cosima drank the purple Kool-Aid.
Yep. I was just sitting here thinking that throughout the whole season, not only did I root for Sarah, but I'm rooting for all the clones. Like, it didn't matter.
Because you're rooting for them to get their autonomy back.
Yeah.
To get their choice back.
Yeah.
To get their own say in their own lives back.
To at least perforate their past with the present, with the future that they want.
Right.
And distance themselves from that. And that's what they're all combining to do, I think.
Right.
And the ending kind of messes with that idea that they can
so
detach
the ending
themselves.
You end up with this quote from Sarah. This is kind of how it ends. Or, I mean, not how it ends. This is the start of the end of the final episode. She says, "We make our own decisions, but I wouldn't trust anybody," which kind of tells you where the clones are, that they're all the clones are going to make their own decision of whatever it is, but be careful about making that whatever choice you make.
Yeah. Yeah. And then more mystery comes.
Of course. One character we haven't really talked about is Paul. So Paul is Beth's boyfriend and monitor. We find that out later. He never loved Beth.
Nope.
But she loved him.
Yep. And then he ends up loving Sarah.
He does. He really does. Which is why he becomes a ride or die. He's all in.
He does. And there's no real explanation to it. Outwardly. There's no outward expression of it. There's just his decision making in being clandestine on behalf of Sarah.
He is very shady. And there's a lot of reasons why, and I'm not going to go into them because you don't find them out in this season. He's military. There's some
background.
There's some to it, but some of it is, I'm not going to say that sentence.
Okay. Let's just say
too much.
Sarah and Paul share the shady parts.
Right.
They share in the clandestine. They share in the sneaky. They
actually both think very similarly.
They do. And they make a pretty good pair as far as trying to get through a situation. And they make a pretty good partnership in that way of, I know what you're thinking because I would think the same thing kind of situation. Right. And so he ends up saving her. She ends up saving him. Like, yeah.
Right.
And neither one had to do that with each other.
They didn't. But they both decided to do it.
They had every chance to walk away. Yeah.
Yep. But they both decided to do it.
Yep. So.
And throughout this whole, until he knows about clones, he keeps questioning himself. It's really funny because he's like, something's different with her, but I don't know why. I like her more. Why? Why do I like her more?
Right. Because
what happened?
Not Beth. Yeah.
Because it's not Beth.
Yeah, Beth was much more uptight, or much more maybe held some stuff to the chest a little bit more.
Beth also had a lot of mental health issues.
She did.
And she took a lot of pills.
Yep.
We find out that she started taking pills about 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Or a little longer, because it was 8 months before the shooting.
Well, and how much did she know about her clone situation when that happened?
So you don't find out that in this season. You do find that out later. So Beth does recur as a character, even though we never
watch
really
a TV
meet
show.
her.
Yeah, it is interesting to watch a TV show where your own name keeps getting repeated over and over. And weirdly, I didn't think of myself that way because I know other Beths, so it didn't. I'm able to differentiate myself from other Beths, so it didn't clock for me that way. But it was interesting to hear my name over and over. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Right. So that's Paul. He's an interesting character, and he'll continue.
Yeah, you can't necessarily say he's a good guy or a bad guy. And that's the thing about this particular show, is that there's not good guys and bad guys. There only is.
Right.
And you just have to pivot on what you know right then.
Exactly.
Mrs. S does it. Delphine does it. Paul does it. Felix even does that. I mean, and
Sarah does it.
Sarah definitely does it. Vic does it. It's like
Vic. Swear to God.
So, yeah. I mean, even Kira does that.
Yeah.
There's these pivots, where they make decisions and they don't necessarily weigh out. They don't weigh the impact, the full impact that it could be.
Right.
They just do, and it's almost knee-jerky in that way. And that's what makes the thrilling part, I think. For where are we going next?
You don't know, because you don't know what side anybody's on. The only people you know the side that they're on is Sarah, Allison, and Cosima. Outside of those three, you have no idea what side they're on.
Right.
What
even
choice
Felix.
they're going to make. Yeah, even Felix.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's a moment when Sarah's like, Felix, why did you do that? When he held the wake for her.
Wake.
And, and
he was like, I was mad at you.
Or exactly. Very in tune with his own stuff. But there's mistakes that are made. There's a recovery from those mistakes. There are moments when you're laughing. There's moments when you're crying. Like, it's all over the place.
This is an emotional roller coaster of a show.
It is. So that can be a warning too, is if you're if you're not emotionally steady,
don't
watch the show.
Or do, and just know it's an emotional roller coaster.
Oh yeah, you could also I there is something to be said by watching shows to make yourself cry or make yourself feel a certain way.
That reminds me
to
of
get through an emotion, especially neurodivergent people.
That reminds me of on Grace and Frankie, when Brianna goes over to the beach house to watch sad animal movies so to make herself cry. She's like, it's my one crying day a year.
Yes. I love it. Yes.
She doesn't end up doing that because other things happen, but that's beside the point.
We'll eventually talk about that show. Did we talk about that?
We already did.
Oh, we did? Oh, okay.
We talked about the first season, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 characters we still haven't talked about. We've mentioned them, but we haven't really talked about them. It's Art and Siobhan. Who would you like to start with? Who would you like to end with?
Let's do Art.
Okay.
We'll end with Siobhan.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, so Art. Oh, Art. He's trying to figure out what the hell's going on too. Because Beth is acting different.
Right?
Beth is not being Beth, and he doesn't know why.
The thing is Art is a really good detective. It's a really, really good detective. He notices things. And Sarah gives him a run for his money because she also notices things and tries to stay one step ahead of him if possible. And sometimes there's missteps and you can see the missteps happen and Art's like, cocks his head and goes, what?
What's happening?
And then Sarah recovers and she's like, oh, it's just from me having issued that.
I'm just tired.
This, yeah, or whatever. She tries to explain herself away, especially with having the shooting, right?
Right, because she's poor Sarah. She has to pretend to be Beth in a proceeding about a shooting she knows nothing about. Yes. She was not there.
Wow. And the actress, now I'm sure this is not what that was, but from a sensory perspective and neurodivergently, she drank soap.
She did. She did drink soap to make herself vomit. My guess is it was probably thickened strawberry milk.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, maybe some pudding, some kind of thinned out pudding, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, yeah. But the way it looked is that pink soap stuff. And I was
and
like,
everyone knows what that smells like too.
Exactly. Yes.
Because if you could smell it, you could probably taste it, and it's very chemically and not very good.
And the actress did so well because she smelled it, and she took one sip of it, and she's like, okay.
Can I convince myself to do this?
And then she just, like a shot, you just go down and
you do it.
She drank as much as she could. And then, of course, that did the job.
Then she vomited.
Yeah. Art was all over her about, what the hell, Beth?
Right.
He had stake in that hearing.
Right. And she didn't know that.
Right. Sarah didn't know that. Beth did.
But
knew
Sarah
that.
did.
Sarah did not know that.
No, Sarah was like, I just need to get out of this situation because I know nothing.
Well, and now we know why Beth killed herself, is she just couldn't handle the pressure of hiding behind Art, because Art had put a cell phone in the hand of the person who she thought was
there's a lot going on with Beth, and there's pieces that you don't even know yet because you don't know about them until later seasons.
Beth is a very complicated character. Because there's layers where she's hiding behind doors of things, right? There's multiple things going on, and all that she knew was too hard for her to handle. And she didn't even come clean with Cosima and Allison about those things.
No.
Because they didn't even know all the things, because they were surprised that she had committed suicide. So,
she was
even Allison was like, that's not something she would do. She would never do that. That's not something she would do. She just kept, trying to reconcile with herself. And she's like, how did that happen?
Right.
But that just speaks to how well Beth hid behind her own mental anguish.
Yeah. And as you learn more, she was spiraling.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. And so when she turns to look at Sarah in the first scenes, and there's this blankness, right, to Tatiana's face. There's this blank to the...
It was just, another one. I do not care.
Exactly.
You're on your own.
Yep. she didn't have the capacity to stay to investigate one more clone.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
And it left Sarah with no answers.
No, but
Because Sarah's
many
like, "Why do you
questions.
look like me?" Yes,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, and in a way, Beth transferred her mental, weight, right, and emotional weight of being a clone to Sarah and Sarah picked it up, literally picked up the purse.
She did.
With
But
the identity.
because of who Sarah is, Sarah can carry that weight. But she also
Yeah.
didn't carry it alone because
Right.
she talked to Cosima and Allison and told them everything.
Yeah, and then she started to come clean to her family members.
And then she came clean to,
Siobhan.
Felix and Siobhan, and then even Paul.
Yeah.
She doesn't carry it alone.
Yeah. I will say Art does care about Beth. Like,
yes.
There's genuine care there. And when he truly finds out she's dead, he's not happy, of course. So it makes things more confusing, and he makes him even more driven to find out what the hell is going on.
Right. Once he figures out that
Sarah does not get the chance to tell him verbally, like,
no, she was going to admit it.
Yeah,
everything.
She was going to out herself. Yeah.
She was going to out herself and everything, and she was going to do it. But then she gets stopped by Neolution.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, it was probably a good thing because Art needs to find out, but not in a police station.
Exactly.
He needs to be away from other people.
And this is where Beth would have been better at it than Sarah.
Yes.
That Beth would have said, this is bigger than what you think. You should not know anything because you're much better off not knowing.
Right.
And Art could have taken that
Sarah
from Beth.
had run out of options.
She did. Yes, she ran out of options.
She was
didn't have the
arrested.
skill.
She was done. She had nothing left. She had no one else to call. There was no one else.
Yeah. What did you think about Kira's prediction of, I think something else bad is going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
And
Kira is an interesting.
Wow, she is an interesting little kid. Yeah.
She's very in tune.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that comes up multiple times.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a lot of little unanswered questions with this particular show, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
There's unanswered questions from the get-go.
Of course.
So
I mean, you in the first 3 minutes, someone commits suicide in front of you that looks like you.
Right.
What?
And then you take their identity.
And then you take their identity. Roll credits.
Right,
into the first episode. Excuse me? What is happening?
And the excuse me, what is happening is pretty much every corner of every scene. Like you're just, what? Wait, I still have questions.
Right? I have more questions. That answers one thing but opens 3 more doors.
Exactly. That's pretty much how this is written. Yes. Yes.
I will say this show, just talking for a grand scheme of things, it wraps up really nice.
It does wrap up really nice. Yes. If I remember right. Yes. It does. I agree.
It doesn't end on a random cliffhanger or anything like that. They wrap it up really nicely.
Very well written, very well acted.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing. It's multiple nationalities of cast. LGBT, like everything's in there.
Yeah. So one person we haven't talked about with Art is Angela DeAngelis. Angie.
I don't like hate's not a word. I don't like disliking. That's a weird sentence, but I don't like disliking women characters.
But she just
drives me up the fucking wall. I cannot stand her.
She is made to be disliked. But she's also a little weird, which is fun.
She is a little weird, yeah.
But
the whole morgue situation. She's like leaning over and
it's a finger straightener. Look, Art. Like a kid in the candy store.
And then the morgue guy says something about needing staff or whatever. Right? He's like, you want to take her?
Right? Just have her come down here. Gosh.
Yeah, somebody can transfer.
Angela DeAngelis. She is supposed to be not loved. She's supposed to be annoying and very brash.
And the brashness is fine.
Pushes way too hard on things she should not be doing. And it comes up again. But it leads to some funny moments. So
eager is the word that keeps coming to mind for her, is that she's just so eager to please the boss or to be a good cop, question mark. I don't know.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what it is.
it doesn't feel genuine to me. And I guess that's the whole point of it, is that she's trying to fit into quote unquote a man's world by being a cop and stuff like that, and to step up when the whole police station has multiple nationalities, women, men, doesn't matter. There's all kinds of different characters in the police station itself.
Right.
And I don't understand this lady's behavior, because
No.
equality or inclusivity, however you want to describe that, is there in
I don't
that
know.
particular
And
station.
we don't learn too much about overall in the course of the series. We don't learn too much about Angela DeAngelis, but she doesn't change. She doesn't become better or anything like that. She is who she is, and she stays that way.
She jumps too fast, because
she does.
Art has to go, slow it down, man.
Right.
Let's let this breathe a minute, because we can catch them in their own net if you let them.
And when Art goes to follow Sarah playing Beth, she's like all over him about where are you going? What are you doing? Like, what's going on? And he's like, you'll know when I know.
Right?
I'm just going. You'll find out.
She doesn't know how to let the investigation breathe.
Right. Or let others do it. And maybe that comes from the past of her being skipped over. Who knows?
Well, now I'm thinking about it. I wonder if she's autistic.
I don't know. Maybe.
And she's just, very black and white thinking, following the rules, a little quirky on the side there, special interests, things like that.
That's a possibility.
And, if you're very black and white thinking, and you're done with one step, you go to the next step, and then you go to the next step. And you just keep going until you're finished or completed. And investigations don't go like that. You have to have flexibility. You have to know how to see the gray. There's a lot of things with investigations that you need to have those skill set. And if you're autistically coded in your head,
right,
you might miss the ability to do that.
Right.
So that makes sense that she could potentially be autistic.
Possibly. We don't dive into it. Her story is not our story.
No. And I want to say too, just because she potentially could be autistically coded doesn't mean that's what it looks like on everybody or every woman.
Right.
So.
Okay. Going to the final big woman in this show. She's great. I love her. I love Mrs. S.
I do too.
She's so shady. I love her.
We see where Sarah gets it and where Felix gets it, with that scrappiness, right? And you do what you need to do when you need to do it. When to lay low, and you know when to run. You know when to employ your community, as it were, the people your network or whatever. And Siobhan's been laying low for a while, so
she has this quote before she knows a lot of details. She says, before she knows anything, actually, whatever's going on, if it takes one step towards Kira, you need to yell fire. The home we've built for ourselves in this country, we burn it all to the ground if we have to.
And Sarah understands that.
Yeah, she said that's a promise. That's her response to that.
Yeah.
This is before Siobhan knows anything about the clones or anything like that.
Yeah.
She knows Sarah's digging in something. And if it gets anywhere near Kira, you better yell fire.
Yeah. Weirdly, I understand that mentality. I don't know if it's because of, growing up in the way I did, with, having every day a different day, that sort of shakiness, there's no stability, that, you can't rely on that stability. Yeah. So you always rely on the instability.
Right.
Because that's the one thing that won't ever change, is it's always unstable.
Right.
Possibly. I don't know.
Well, and Siobhan, what we find out over the course of the season, that Siobhan used to take in kids back in Ireland. She used to take in kids like Felix, like Sarah, and then they would go elsewhere. She was just a stopping point, basically.
Right. She was part of a network.
She was part of a network. She was part of a network for a few things, but kids specifically. And then she was told that Sarah needs to be hidden deeper. So she took the kids she had, which was Felix and her, and left. Got out of the country completely. Left everything she knew. The family that she had created, whatever that may be.
Well, and based on Shaban's story, she didn't know that
She
Sarah
doesn't
was
know.
a clone.
No, she didn't know why. She was just told, you need to hide this
Right,
child
and
deeper.
I think I remember her saying, "I didn't ask any questions, I just did."
Yeah, because that was how it was. You don't
Right.
ask questions about why.
Right.
You just do.
So Sarah seeing her own clone and then embedding into Beth's life really
Mhm.
fucked all that shit up. All the things that
All that
Shaban did
Saban had done. Yeah, yeah.
to protect her unfurled it all.
But now Sarah's an adult, so she's able to deal with it herself.
Yep.
Rather than Shaban. The problem is Kira.
Yep.
So Kira is the first and only child of a clone so far.
By natural
because
circumstances, right? Kira wasn't made or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't in vitro or anything like that. It was by natural. From what this season tells us, Sarah got pregnant and had Kira.
Yep. That's what happened.
Yeah. There was no in vitro. There was no forced test tube situation or anything like that. There was no Neolution part of that or anything
because
like that.
Neolution didn't know Sarah existed.
Exactly. That's what that means to be in the black. She literally was hidden from everyone.
She was very hidden.
It's
and
confusing
Shaban
to
did
me
a really good job.
Shaban did do a really good job, except she didn't tell Sarah that her backstory ? Sarah didn't know she was supposed to be hidden like that.
I'm not sure it was relevant by the time they got to Canada.
I gotcha. Okay.
Because being there and being moved, they probably even changed names.
Right.
Was enough.
Well, and when you're a parent and your child turns 17, 18, 19 years old, you're like, you do you, boo.
Also,
you have to let them go.
Right. And Sarah and Shaban's relationship was always filled with strife and struggle.
Right. I call that sandpapery.
It's very sandpapery. And it's only in this, as the series goes on and Sarah starts to self-reflect, that it becomes less sandpapery. And they actually start talking. Mm-hmm. Because
there are truths that both of them hold that they each need to know.
Right.
In order to protect Kira.
Shaban didn't know what Sarah needed to know, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And Shaban also didn't know. She didn't know anything. I'm
not sure Sarah knew what Sarah needed to know.
Exactly.
until things started to come together there at the end. And there's a high sense of protection.
Yeah. Shaban's whole thing is protecting Kira.
Yeah.
For this whole
Sarah's
season.
too.
And trying to protect Sarah and Felix as much as possible.
Well, Sarah's trying to protect Kira too.
Yeah, Sarah is trying to protect Kira.
Yeah.
This series ends with some questions. First you find out, or Cosima finds out, that the DNA that they have, there's a specific chromosome or whatever that they were looking at that is a patent.
Yeah,
they are
coded into their DNA.
Yeah. In their DNA, they are patent, which is nuts to think about. They are property.
They are property.
This is the line Cosima says: "We are property. Our bodies, our biology, everything we are, everything we become, belongs to them."
Mm-hmm.
Which also means that any signed thing or anything that they do is BS.
Yep.
So Allison ends up signing the contract.
Before she knows this information.
Correct. We don't find out what Cosima decides to do. We do find out what Sarah decides to do, which is leave.
Right. Yes. Because Sarah holds more science with Kira.
She does. And she's also worried about Kira because Cosima literally says they could take Kira legally.
Because they own Kira.
Because they own Sarah.
Because they own Sarah. Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is a weird concept to think about. What was I going to say? We find out that Rachel is also a clone.
Yes, Rachel is the pro clone. She's the one who was raised in Neolution, is very pro clonage, all of that.
Right.
Pro making clones, all of that.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this, but Sarah walks in and she's She's like, of course, there's another clone.
Yet another one. Yay.
Yeah. So do you want to name all the clones?
Sure. There are 10 of them.
In season 1, there's 10?
There's 10 in season 1. 7 of them are on screen. 3 of them are dead. And we only see photos of them. So there's Sarah Manning, Beth Childs, Katya Obringer, Allison Hendricks, Cosima Niehaus, Helena, no last name, Rachel Duncan, Danielle Fournier, Yannicka Zingler, and Ariana Gordano.
And they're all over the world.
Yes.
They're different countries.
Yes.
They've been raised differently.
So Sarah's from London, right? Or England, Ireland. Beth is in America, maybe, US based. Allison is also, again, this is where it's locationally ambiguous. Katya is German. Cosima is from California. Helena's from Ukraine. Rachel is from everywhere because she's been part of Neolution, so she's been everywhere.
I'm gonna guess Canada.
Danielle Fournier is French, I think. Yeah. And I don't remember about the other 2. Hungarian and Austria. Italy and Austria, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one's an Italian. Yeah. I don't remember which one, but one's
I don't either.
Italian. So we haven't talked about Dr. Leakey at all.
We haven't, because Dr. Leakey is the face of Neolution.
He's a creepy old guy, is what he is.
Yes. We also haven't talked about Olivier and his tail. Okay, let's talk about Olivier and his tail for 1/2 second, because I want to talk about Helena dancing with his tail in the middle of Neolution Club.
It was her prize.
It was.
Telling you, she's a serial killer.
And then Olivier was killed. That's it. That's all you need to know about Olivier.
Yeah, he's your cishet white guy.
Olivier's another stop in the chain of this monitoring.
He's middle management.
He is. Because Leakey, as he says, is part of data collection. That's his whole thing, is data collection. And he watches over all of the clones.
Yes.
And he has a problem because Katya and several others are sick.
Yes. So his data sets are dying off.
Right.
Both by being sick.
With
some kind of
which
illness,
we don't get into.
Helena has been killing them off
and
as well.
Helena's killing them off, yeah. The Proletheans.
So we're getting down to the clones of, the remaining clones, and he's like, we need to bring everybody in. We need to tighten this up a bit to keep the data going.
Right. It's not bringing everybody in. He's
losing the ability to hold on to his experiment.
It's not his experiment. That's what he was saying. He's just part of data collection. There's somebody above him. And as far as I'm aware, that's Rachel.
Yeah, right?
Rachel's above him. And then she talks about Topside, which is above her.
Wow.
It's a long-ass chain.
So when I saw Dr. Leakey, I had forgotten this actor played him. This is a wonderful actor. And I got introduced to him back in the 80s, dating myself, when he played Max Headroom. You don't know who that is?
No, I don't.
He had, some sort of facial makeup on, and then they did digital background stuff, and he was just a head in a TV. And this is based on what I remember. I didn't go back and research any of this, but it's just what I remember. And he would do sort of this auto-tuned voice, and he would stunt his speech, and it was just an interesting robotic character that he
sounds
played.
Very 80s.
Yes, very much so.
Experimental TV 80s.
Yeah, it's very MTV-ish, that kind of thing. Yes, and especially with the new, any kind of new TV special effects and things like that. So he was part of that. Then I saw him on Star Trek The Next Generation. He played a very seedy character, also a scientist. He was really young then, didn't have white hair or anything like that. And he played a character that was a historical scientist where he was from the future and would come back in time to gather objects to then sell in the future.
I remember that.
Yeah. And
I remember recognizing him too.
Yes. And so he plays these characters where he can
the
be
line
smooth.
is not clear of where he is.
He's very smooth about how he delivers instructions or tries to sell himself off as something nice or as something, that's good for you, when really he's got this other idea about stuff, and he's got this clandestine idea or this other agenda item he's doing. So he plays those characters really well. His name is Matt Frewer. Frewer. And he's really tall, and he's a really good actor, and it was really nice to see him play this character. It just fits him really, really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I aged myself, but I don't care.
Okay, before we get into my trivia, is there anything else you want to discuss first?
No. Oh, wait. Before I say that.
There is only one thing I forgot to mention, is that Cosima is sick. We find that out at the end, is that she's starting to get sick.
The same sickness that Katya had.
Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to go over my talking points to make sure I didn't have anything else I wanted to say. Nope, I did all the things.
Okay, I have one thing that I want to talk about before we get into my trivia, and it's the clone swaps. Because they like to play each other all the fucking time. This is a normal thing that they start doing. And as the series goes on, it gets even more.
Allison playing Sarah was awesome, because she was like doing her shoulders, right? And trying to loosen herself up. Yeah, because she knows she's rigid, and so she's like trying to slouch, and so Felix is like, no, not that hard.
That's too much
stop slouching so much. Yeah, exactly.
So,
and come to find out, Siobhan knew too. She's like, so you came and visited with Kira.
So that was something I wanted to talk about too before we get clone swaps, I guess, is that there's two reactions to the clones that you actually see. Really, you see Paul's reaction and you see Siobhan's. So Paul's is very stoic, in that his response is, clones, you should have just told me.
Right. But he also works for Neolution, so he kind of has an idea.
Well, he didn't know that.
No, but I mean, being in Afghanistan and being a part of the government and stuff like that.
Right. He wasn't surprised.
A special ops that didn't
it
didn't clear him as that.
Didn't phase him. Siobhan, on the other hand, was like, now all of this is making sense.
Right.
You were here. Weren't you?
Yes. Which tells you that the human senses can pick up on nuance like that.
So
if you
Siobhan
allow yourself
knew, but
to
she didn't
be
know
connected.
why.
Exactly.
She was like, Sarah's being weird, but we'll let it go.
Yes.
Okay, so back to the clone swaps. So Sarah plays Beth, obviously.
Yes.
Sarah also plays Katya to get the briefcase.
Yes.
Helena plays Beth in the police station.
Yes, and she also plays Beth when she goes to murder Amelia.
No, that she plays Sarah.
Oh, no, she plays Sarah.
She plays Sarah. And then Allison plays Sarah, and then Sarah plays Allison. Ta-da! All the clone swaps.
Wow.
And Cosima's not a part of all of this because she's back in Minnesota. She's supposed to be separate.
She's too far away.
She's physically, locationally too far away.
Right.
So, anyway, but those are the clone swaps.
Cosima's would be really hard because her hair is so different than the others. Yeah. And you notice when Sarah plays Allison, she has to wear a headband.
Yeah, because Allison has bangs.
Why didn't Ainsley pick up on that? Like, she's so scrutinizing. She just let that pass. Like,
yeah. Ainsley is a wild character. She is so nosy and so picky.
Yeah.
When Allison said that she lives in a fishbowl, it was Ainsley that was making it a fishbowl. Yeah. Not anyone else. It was just Ainsley.
Yeah. Which is probably why she just left her.
Which is why, so Donnie has this line of, is there anything in my life that's unscrutinized by you? And that made me think that Allison felt scrutinized by Ainsley, so she ended up scrutinizing the rest of her life to make her appear better to Ainsley.
Yeah.
Wild.
Right?
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you have any trivia?
No.
Okay. I do. I know. Okay. First thing is the set. So after this season, the stairs in Beth's condo disappear.
What?
Yeah. So it's because they used an actual building for the first season because they're in there all the time. But after the first season, they don't use that very often. So they just built a set to make it look like it. But there's a set of stairs, and it's really poignant in the first episode because Sarah looks up them to see if there's anybody here at the apartment, condo, whatever. But my question is, what the hell is up there? Because bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, it's all downstairs. So what the hell is up there? So
interesting.
I'll just
Didn't leave that.
So it's for this season. They're the stairs, but they never go up there. And then after this season, they build a set, and it's just a wall.
Okay. I don't know that I would have even noticed that.
It's just because I'm one that looks times.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So at one point in episode 2, Sarah as Beth starts listing off drugs that the doctor had prescribed to her.
Yes.
So she lists 4 drugs. One of them is an allergy medication, and then the other 3 are not real.
I didn't think they were real.
No, they're not.
Yeah. That's why it didn't clock me, because I was like, I would know some medications, obviously, because I'm in the mental health field, but
they're not real. They're fictional for this story. For
makes sense.
Beth to be hooked on and have overlapping scripts of.
Right.
Okay. In episode 3, there's a part where Sarah and Siobhan meet at, I guess, a lake or something. To talk about Kira and meeting with Kira.
It's probably a childhood park or something like that.
Something like that. But Siobhan is looking at birds and has Sarah do it too. And Sarah's like, it's a bufflehead, right? And Siobhan responds with, it's a Barrow's goldeneye. So those are both goldeneye birds. They're both a type of goldeneye. A bufflehead is a small sea duck, and a Barrow's goldeneye is a little bit bigger. It's a medium-sized. So those are the main differences. There's also more differences, but I didn't get into it.
Makes sense for Sarah to get it wrong then.
Right, especially because get close from her childhood, but not exact. Yeah. So I thought that was perfect.
It's a good detail.
Right? Also in episode 3, they talk about the Walther P99. That's the gun that Allison has. No, Allison has Sarah use.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what Beth uses.
Yeah.
So it is a real gun, and it was used by the Canadian police. The Walther P99 has been discontinued as of 2023. However, the part of the reason why they talk about it is they talk about a lady grip.
Yeah.
And that's because it was great for ergonomics in the hand because it had interchangeable back straps, which is the back part of the gun of the handle. And which was very innovative when it was released in 97.
I wonder why they discontinued it.
Probably because they've made better things. I don't know. I didn't look into that.
I'm just curious.
Why would I look into that? So big boob blowies is not a real porn. I did look that up. My computer, yeah.
Your search engine.
My search engine is.
What are you doing?
So you're looking for porn. And I was like, no, I'm looking for this specific thing. Not porn. God damn it.
You did not have to look that up.
I didn't, but I felt like I should because I've looked up other porns on this show. So, the last thing is there is a discussion about female snipers.
Sorry, I'm stuck on the porn thing, and I now have the internet is for porn stuck in my head.
Great, from Avenue Q.
From Avenue Q. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but now I can't keep. I'm singing it in my head.
Well, I'm trying to talk about female snipers now.
Okay.
So there was a talking point that Art said they were talking about Helena's kills. They didn't know it was Helena, and he said the line, name a female sniper that was convicted of, a kill. So female snipers do exist, but I couldn't find any statistics on anybody being convicted of a kill.
That doesn't surprise me.
No. But I did find out some other female sniper statistics. So when you do try to look up stats, you find out other things. Like in World War II, the Soviet Union had a school called the Central Women's Sniper Training School.
Interesting.
Throughout the war, they trained 1,601 snipers and 407 sniper instructors. There's a bunch of other, all female. There was a bunch of other statistics.
The Soviet Union did this.
Yeah, there was somebody who was, I don't remember her name, but she had 306 confirmed kills. She's the most deadliest sniper.
See, ladies, there is a use for us out there.
Also, the first active duty female sniper in the U.S. Army is Sergeant Marseille Hay. She became the first in December of 2023. She was the second to complete the course. The first was unidentified, but she's the first active duty. I stopped researching after that.
Okay.
Because I felt like I was getting away from the show.
So between Siobhan and then Allison teaching Sarah, because Beth taught Allison, and then we have Helena doing sniper work. There's a lot of talent in here.
Female gunplay. And they're all pretty good shots.
Also could be the name of a porn.
I didn't mean to take it back to porn. God damn it.
I still have the song stuck in my head.
Great.
It's too catchy. It just stays there now. Oh, man. Okay.
It's because it's a puppet. I think that's why.
He's a monster.
He is. All right. Is there anything else we need to discuss, want to discuss?
No, I'm good.
Oh.
I can't wait to watch it now, to finish it.
Right, to finish it again?
I got sucked into the vortex that is Orphan Black.
I have one more trivia fact. 12 days after the final episode of this season, when they talk about patenting human genes, human DNA, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously that human genes may not be patented.
What year was that?
2013.
All right.
So
we'll see how long that lasts.
We'll see if that lasts any longer. But yeah, that was 12 days after this episode aired, the final episode aired of the first season.
Interesting.
So
interesting.
I know.
Okay.
It just happened to coincide. It was great. That's why I wanted to mention it. But yeah, this show will suck you in, and you will just want to know more and keep watching. Like I said,
yes,
you got to watch the clock, because otherwise you'll end up at episode 8 and it's 2 a.m. and you didn't realize that time had passed.
And you have work in 4 hours.
And you have work in 4 hours, and you also have many questions about this show.
Right?
But the acting is what seals the deal for this show.
Yes.
Over the course of the whole series, the actors are really, really good.
This is one of those shows when it all comes together. The acting, the writing, the hairdressing, the costuming, the music, the angles, the lighting, like all of it, the cinematography, everything comes together. And I don't think it's one vision. I think it's all of the collective with just in synergy with itself. And this is what that show becomes, is a synergy. And you get sucked into that story, and you're just like, I don't want to leave.
Right.
I want to find out what happens next, because you end up with 7 questions where you had one, and that one gets answered, and then you have more, and you're just like, well, now I just need to finish the thing.
So yeah, that was one thing, is that I had to force myself to stop watching at episode 1, season 1, episode 10.
Yes.
Rather than going on to season 2.
Yeah. Finished it several days ago, and then you're like, I have to wait to finish it, because we had to talk about it here.
Right.
So yeah.
Didn't want any of the other stuff clouding my thoughts, but it still seems to happen anyway, because I know the show. Oops.
And I had the beauty of not remembering certain details, and I was
because
really shocked.
I rewatched it last year.
Oh,
twice.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it in years. Right. Actually, I don't remember the last time I watched it. I remember liking it the first time.
I remember watching it with you the first time. The main reason I remember watching it is because of the whole Kira getting hit with a car scene, and I didn't warn you of that because I forgot.
Yeah, it's okay. I get through it.
Yeah.
And she's okay.
She's okay. She is okay. So.
The character's okay. The little girl's okay.
Yeah, they did a really great job of switching out with the camera and camera work and all of that, switching out to a doll. Because they obviously didn't have the little actress who's 7 do a stunt. That's ridiculous.
No. Right, yes.
They didn't have an actress do that, so.
Yeah. Same with Beth, right? With the jumping in front of a train.
Right, that was.
Yeah, it's a dummy. Yeah, of some
dummy.
Kind. They did. Yeah, the
camera work is really good on this show.
Yeah, the camera work is really good. It is very, very good.
It's very thought out.
Yes. Purposeful, intentional, thoughtful. Yes, all of those things. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
No.
Okay. Well then, audience, you guys go be amazing.
Have some compassion out there. I think we're sorely lacking right now.
We'll get through it.
We will. Big deep breath.
Let's do this. All
right. Find us at our next munchie.
Yeah, that'll be fun. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.